Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right. I am John Palacio.
And I'm Marlene Cuellar, and thank you for joining us this morning.
It's Friday.
Yes,
Overcast skies in the city, but nonetheless, it's always bright when it's a Friday.
That's right. It's a little drizzly out there.
Yeah, it is. It is just about to start. Overcast skies, but nonetheless, the forecasters on duty will be telling us exactly what to expect throughout the weekend. And Francisca Wellington will be chit-chatting with her. Is she on the line? Not as yet. We'll be chit-chatting with Francisca in just a few and find out exactly what to expect throughout the weekend. But we're so thankful that we are able to have you with us this morning. It is a beautiful one, and it's Friday. All right, so we're going to read it. All right, so let's jump on in there. The general situation is saying relatively moist airflow prevails.
And the 24-hour forecast is for sunny skies today with some cloudy spells along with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms developing mainly over northern areas. Tonight, skies will be cloudy at times. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect mainly southern districts.
All right, and the winds will be blowing from the northeast at 5 to 15 knots.
All right, and that sea state's going to be moderate. So, Our highs for today are going to be 83 along the coast, 84 inland, and 70 in the hills.
And for tonight, it's going to be fairly cool at 74 coastal, 70 inland, and a cool 63 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills.
All right. So that's what we can expect for today. Relatively
what about our extended
moist
forecast?
Oh, for Saturday and Saturday night is for a few showers developing mainly over southern areas. I didn't say that out loud. I think I read it in my head and didn't say it out loud.
Well, we're so thankful. Catherine Cumberbatch and the forecasters on duty at the National Met Service, we're so thankful to provide it for you guys to be providing us with this weather update. Nonetheless, it's cool out, and we're so glad, like we mentioned, as long as we say it's a Friday, then hey, it's a good one, right? It's feel good. So let's jump on into it, Martin. We've got the eye opener.
All right. So our eye opener, taken from dailyom.com, goes like this: the further you distance yourself from your expectations, the more exhilarating your life will become. As we endeavor to find personal fulfillment and realize our individual ideals, we naturally form emotional attachments to those outcomes we hope will come to pass. These expectations can serve as a source of stability, but they can also limit our potential for happiness by blinding us to equally satisfying yet unexpected outcomes. Instead of taking pleasure in the surprising circumstances unfolding around us, we mourn for the anticipation left unfulfilled. When we think of letting go of our expectations, we may find ourselves at the mercy of a small inner voice that admonishes us to strive for specific goals, even if they continually elude us. However, the opposite of expectation is not pessimism. We can retain our optimism and free ourselves from the need to focus on specific probabilities by opening our hearts and minds to a wide variety of possible outcomes. Though a situation in which you find yourself may not correspond to your initial wants, needs, or goals, ask yourself how you can make the most of it and then do your best to adapt. Your life's journey will likely take many unpredicted and astonishing twists because you are willing to release your expectations.
I love it. And I say that every time I'm on here. I don't think there is an eye
No,
opener that.
we never noticed.
Seriously. Seriously, because I feel like I understand, the fact that that it's speaking like directly to me, and I really and truly like that. Mission vision, it reminds me of, and mission vision happens every day. It happens throughout your day. Your vision is to get to work. Your mission is actually to get in the vehicle and go, or get in whatever transportation it is and go. But many a times you might want to stop at the shop, or you want to make some stop, like especially from work to home, and you want to stop and do some stuff. You want to do some stuff. Some things you might not carry out, and that's where you dwell. But at the same time, you never look at what you've done, or focus there to say, you know what, I'm at a mental rest because at least I've carried these things out. It's always good to get that notepad, Mar, and write down what you need. It doesn't necessarily mean like literally, and then you tick it off. It could be mentally, because honestly, you do more good than anything else by just knowing for the fact that you've got a vision. So for this eye opener, talking about the further you distance yourself from the expectations, the more exhilarating your life will become. That's the truth.
Yeah. For me, I think the biggest takeaway is just looking at adaptability, and I think it's such this is what most of us are struggling with right now. And we survived 2020 with it.
Yes, we did.
It's everything that you had in mind, plans, goals, and you can talk about big goals.
Yeah.
You can talk about just wanting to do something at Easter time.
Yeah.
And all of that went out the door. And I think letting go of those expectations is so hard. And we set these expectations at times and we don't realize that we become so fixated on them. We miss so much of the opportunities that may come along the way, the experiences that may come along the way. And when those expectations fall short, or when we're not even able to work towards them, it can be very, not just disappointing, but it can make you feel like you're not going anywhere. For me, that's what the eye opener touches on. It's looking at being able to adapt to different scenarios. And we've all been doing it. We've been adapting. It's not easy. And some of us embrace it a lot easier than others.
Yeah.
It's one thing you learn in life. The best laid plans go out the door sometimes.
Yeah.
And the people who are able to kind of rebound faster are the ones who are able to just embrace the change situation and keep on moving.
Love it.
And so that kind of flexibility helps a lot. But I think things like the eye opener really helps to put it back into perspective.
Yes. And what you mentioned, especially when it comes to what last year was, it was an extreme change and a
Nobody
direct
had
one.
their plans fulfilled in 2020.
Yes, at least that's how we feel. But at the same time, what it prepares us for, especially for 2021, is that look, you have to understand that change could happen and then you have to adapt to it that's the way it is. So we feel a little more
I don't stop at a
prepared.
finger part, but it takes a bit more time than that for me. But
It was
but it happens.
Yes, but now we're able to, at least at this particular time, being able to, I could adapt to this. I could try. It happened, and now we could try.
It's like detours. You ever just, I don't know if you had your car shut down somewhere, or you had an issue where, you had to deviate from what you first set out to do. And you have some great experiences in a complete unplanned adventure.
That's right. I love it. I love the way we summed it up there.
All right.
Well, we continue to move on. We've got a wonderful Friday lineup for you, and we'll be kicking things off this morning. And I looked at these videos, and my goodness.
I know, right?
Enjoy.
We were so happy. We discovered this guy, this Belizean kid chef.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? 8 years old, has his own YouTube channel, and he is cooking up everything Belizean and more.
Well, I tell you what, we're waiting for that. I sit up fudge and I want a fudge.
I know.
In the second segment, we'll be chit-chatting with Kaya Tour Guide Association. They have done some food drives, still on it actually, and food drive initiative for tour guides, especially in that area. That's our second segment.
All right, and then we're going to take a break to give you some perspective as to what's happening in the Chiqui Bowl. So our news team, Andrea Polanco and Rick Romero, went into the Chiqui Bowl last weekend, and they were checking out what was happening there. Of course, Friends for Conservation and Development, they have some concerns And so we're going to be taking a look at that story at that point in the show.
That's right. So good chefing up, chit chat with Tours. We'll be brucking it down with Jenny, and we'll be taking it easy and cool with Jordan and the folks from Travelers. Weekend cocktails to make right there at home this weekend. It might be somebody's birthday, if you like it, or celebrate something. But that's what we've got lined up in store for you for today. We're about to take the break, but just before we do, we've got our birthday shout out. And we want to say a big, big happy birthday to none other than Tyrell Mahong. And it comes from your sister, Katie, your brother, Noah, grandma, your mom, your dad. Tyrell is 10 years old today. What's up, T?
Happy birthday to you. Birthday.
I know, look at that. And of course, that is none other than my buddy, Ignacio Mahong. So good morning to you guys. And just before we take that break, Mar, I've got a birthday shout out as well. My uncle, Hilton Garbutt, is celebrating his birthday. Actually, that was on Wednesday, so belated birthday greeting to you. Look, confidence never stops. Always go. Always a go-getter. Hilton Garbutt down in Punta Gorda. Uncle, we love you so, so very much. Keep up the good work. Happy belated birthday. So, we'll take the break. When we come back...
Before we do, though, we do want to say that there's a lot happening today. Of course, we know that everyone has been waiting to hear what the new regulations are going to be like.
Oh, yes.
Today, there is a press conference at 2 in the afternoon where the Minister of Health is going to tell us what's going to change starting February 1st. So, there are a lot of speculations about what it's going to change. We know the Prime Minister did indicate that things like the inter-district travel restrictions in the north would be lifted. We've seen with the COVID numbers that they have been decreasing in the north. We are not safe as yet. We're not in the clear. But I think what has happened is that we keep on hearing from government officials that they recognize that where we are now, we can allow for a bit more movement. So we'll be watching. Of course, this will be live online, and you can catch all the details in the newscast tonight. So that's 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll find out what will be our new guidelines for February.
All right. So we're going to take that break. When we come back, we'll be chefing up a storm with that 8-year-old chef. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's a fact that you can access unlimited services with Smart. Tired of being measured or cut off when you need to be connected? It's a fact that when you sign up for Smart's Plus plan, you get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data. And it's a fact that you can sign up with your group of up to 5 members for Smart's Share plans and up to 40 members for Smart's Enterprise plans for unlimited talk, text, and data. Smart has the true unlimited plans. That's a fact. Be smart and live smart.
Everyone is at risk of catching COVID-19, so it's important to quickly recognize signs and symptoms of the infection. The most common symptoms are fever, dry cough, and tiredness or fatigue. Some people may also have sore throat, aches and pains, stuffy nose, or diarrhea. But a few people have also reported pink eye or conjunctivitis, headache, loss of taste or smell, a rash on skin, or change in the color of fingers or toes. Emergency warning signs that require immediate medical attention are extreme difficulty breathing, severe constant pain or pressure in the chest, becoming confused, unable to talk or move, bluish lips, face, fingers, or toes. For more information, call 0800 MOH-CARE. Help keep Belize safe.
Hola, Tony.
Hey, Kevin, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué pasa?
Nada, le vine a buscar porque necesito comprar más mercancías de vasos y platos desechables para mi tienda de comestible. Me estoy quedando sin esas cosas.
No, hombre, fíjate que desde el 15 de abril no puedo importar nada de eso. Y se me acaba de terminar todo lo que tenía hace como 3 semanas.
Oye, pero nunca has estado sin esas cosas. ¿Qué está pasando?
Mira esto. Esa es la nueva ley que prohíbe todo el uso de plásticos no reutilizables. Esos son vasos, platos, cucharas, tenedores, todo eso. Desde 15 de abril de este año no he podido importar nada de eso. A partir del 15 de enero del 2021 nadie puede fabricarlo. 15 de abril 2021 nadie lo puede vender. Y a partir del 14 de julio del 2021 si alguien te agarra con eso, te multan.
Híjole, no sabía eso. Necesito cambiar algunas cosas. Les diré a mis clientes por qué esas cosas ya no están disponibles. Gracias, Antonio.
Así es, cuídate.
Keeping safe from COVID-19 at your workplace requires 100% teamwork. You can keep earning while keeping yourself and others safe by doing some basic things. Wear a face mask at all times in the workplace unless you are alone in your own private space or office. Wash your hands frequently or utilize alcohol-based hand sanitizers and avoid touching your face. Disinfect surfaces like doorknobs, tables, desks, and handrails regularly. Increase ventilation by opening windows or adjusting air conditioning. Limit visitors and deliveries to the workplace and use appointments where possible. Attend meetings virtually as much as possible, and when not possible, hold meetings in open, well-ventilated spaces or rooms that allow for everyone to be 6 feet apart. Stay at home if you or a family member at home are feeling sick, or if you have been in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Keeping the workplace safe also requires that employees act responsibly when away from work. Practice social distancing and good hand washing hygiene. Avoid large gatherings and avoid unnecessary exposure to others. Protecting others means protecting yourself. Together, we can defeat COVID.
In partnership with the British High Commission.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes on this cool Friday morning. We're about to kick things off this morning, and we are about to chit-chat with an 8-year-old chef, sensational chef. This guy isn't with us. He is with his mommy. We're talking AJ Crawford. He's a YouTuber and a kid chef. And also his mom is Cynthia Rayburn, mom of the chef. Guys, good morning.
Morning. Morning.
We're loving the smiles. I don't smell no fried jack though. So, AJ and Mom, this is big news for us. I think we spoke about it sometime last week, and we were trying to get you guys in. We want to get this number. AJ, tell us, or Mom, tell us, how did this start? What happened? How did we get into this?
Well, so I really love to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when my mom makes food, I always look at her to see what she's doing. So when I grow up, I can make food for my own family.
Cool. All right.
Uh-huh.
So so continue.
So first I was doing gaming videos, and then we came up with cooking videos because I really love to eat and I wanted to learn how to make those kinds of food.
What's your favorite food?
Fried jack.
What's your favorite thing to make?
Fried jack.
Was that your first video, this one here, the fried jack?
No, it was my flour tortilla.
Oh, your flour tortilla. But did you know how to cook these things before?
No.
So how did you learn? Did you have to learn before you started videoing?
Yes.
So AJ, you're 8 years old, and what school do you attend?
Huh?
What school do you attend?
Holy Redeemer School.
Oh, you sound so proud. And what class are you in?
I'm in standard 2.
Cool. Have you heard from your classmates saying, "Oh, how good it is to see you on YouTube and doing your stuff"? What are your friends saying?
Well, on my videos, they usually just say hello, how am I? I respond to them saying, how are they?
Have any one of them tried your recipes?
Yes. And they said it came out good, so I'm happy.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, Mom, tell us about this story from your perspective when AJ wanted to make cooking videos.
Well, I'm the kind of parent who takes pictures of everything. I video everything.
Uh-huh.
So when I would be in the kitchen just, making stuff, I would invite him to come along. And when he comes, he would be like, okay, let me try this. And I would take videos of him doing it. And so he is always used to seeing me doing these things. And I would always try to instill in him, that boys can do all kinds of things, and he's like, yeah, if I'm confident, I can do it, Mom, so he always would tend to build up himself, to make me really believe that he can do anything. So when he started his YouTube channel, which is something that he wanted for a really long time, but he was only about maybe 6 at that time, and we thought he was too young. So when we finally decided to do it about a month or so ago, when he started his gaming videos, I had videoed him making tortillas before. So I just decided that we were going to post it, and we got a lot of good comments. A lot of people like seeing a boy doing something like that, which I was happy to know that, we're not so confined in that way, about the gender roles and so forth. So that's how it happened. And we just kept doing videos from there. And he's excited to, he is excited to make more videos, So that's basically how it started. And we intend on, sharing our recipes. As a matter of fact, his grandmother is a person who is known in the kitchen. She owns Isla's Pastry House.
Wow.
Oh.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So he always sees her around, the kitchen is all that we know in our family.
Yeah, you used to help in the kitchen, didn't you?
Right. So I kind of passed that down. I don't have a daughter. And even if I did, I would still pass all of those things down to my son. So he would always talk about, grandma makes the best this and the best that. How do you make it, Mom? And that's kind of how it went from there.
Wow.
Oh. Now that I know who your grandma is, I know when are you gonna do you're gonna have to do the Creole bun, Creole bread, hot cross bun.
Those are very technical. And some of those things are still a family secret, so we'll see down the line.
But Tyrell, here's the thing. One of the things that captivated us so much is just how natural you are on camera. I mean, what is it like when they're recording you and you're explaining all the details? Do you have to do it a number of times to get it right, or this is just who you are all the time?
I would say I have to do it a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Do you get nervous?
Sometimes I get nervous, but then when times pass, I just don't get nervous at all.
Cool.
Tell us a bit about how what you tell yourself when you are on camera. Who are you talking to, and what do you want it to look and sound like?
I want to sound like I'm really excited to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like I'm really like ready.
Right now they're showing your videos, and
I can see that.
Right, when we would look at his channel and we look back on the videos, like he would be like, look at me, Mom, look at me,
Yeah.
He is a very expressive child. He's very confident, and I don't know if I had anything to do with that. But right now, he is still a bit shy.
I know. You told us before we came on here. You're nervous about being on TV? Are you? Are you, AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why? Because all your friends are watching?
Huh?
Are all your friends watching?
I don't know.
You don't know? Tell me about what happened last night when you saw your name on the screen.
I was freaking out.
Why? Why were you freaking out?
Before.
You've never been on TV. Well, I think you're going to be spending a lot more time on
definitely.
TV.
We will definitely get you for more stuff because you need to come into the studio and make that fudge.
Oh.
The fudge, right?
Yes.
That one was certainly difficult. You know, the heat from the fudge. You know, he would say his hand was hurting. You know, so I would tell him, you know, just keep going, you know.
That's what it takes. Tell me about that fudge story.
Well, so after we made, I think it was the fry jack. We were thinking of other ideas and we came up with fudge because a lot of times in the past when I went to my grandma, she always made fudge and I really, really love fudge, so I ate a lot of it. So I wanted to know how to make it, so there's the video right there.
And did you know it was so much work?
I knew it was going to be some kind of work. But not a lot of work, and it wasn't. I still had fun. It was all great.
Wait, I'm going to ask. You didn't stir that the entire time, did you? Because I used to have to do that as a kid, and it takes a long time. Did you do it all on your own? AJ, did you do it all on your own?
Oh, yeah.
And what did you do when your arm got tired? Did you say, "Mom, please come help me"?
No.
Oh, wow. And were you the one who cut it up in those perfect shapes as well?
No.
Oh, I got you now.
Oh, that looks so good. And the banana bread, you love banana bread too?
Finish that real bread.
Oh, wow. I could imagine.
It's a good thing when the chef likes his own food.
All of the things that we've made are things that he really likes. He is definitely the kind of person, if he doesn't like something, he doesn't want to try it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was telling him that all these videos that we're making, we are going to venture into new things, you know, so he can get to experience food a bit more, you know?
You're doing the right thing, Mom. You guys are doing the right thing now.
In terms of
choosing what recipe is going to happen tomorrow or the next week, who chooses it? Is it him or you, Mom?
We both do.
Sweet.
But I would ask, you know, what he wants to make next, and he actually has two ideas that he wants. You want to tell him what you want to make next?
Tell me.
Yes.
I want to make pasta and I want to make pancakes.
Pancakes. Have you made pancakes before?
Maybe.
I guess we're going to see that. You know, he's saving it for the YouTube channel.
Yes, he is. All right.
But, you know, I want to ask you, have you ever started to make it and, like, you forget an ingredient or you forget a step?
Yeah, I do a lot of times, but I'm getting better, so I don't have to take that much drive.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, Mom, just before we go, because time is running out, tell us, how important is it for parents to venture off into new things with their children?
Well, it's very important, the significance of what it can do in the long run. You know, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of roles that are really, that we kind of confine ourselves to.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very important to instill in him that even if he's a boy, even if he's a boy, that he can do anything, you know. With school currently on the homeschooling, it's certainly difficult to kind of fit in all his schoolwork. You know, he does his gaming too, so we kind of have to factor that in. But I just wanted to make sure that he was kind of covering all grounds. You know, I know he's still very young, but I believe in grooming them from they're very young. So I think it's very important, and I would encourage other parents to kind of step out of their comfort zone as well, because if their kids that you're not okay with doing it, then they are going to feed off that energy too. So I think it's very important. And I take a very active role in promoting him. He has his Facebook page, Ninja. So I would help manage that along with my husband. We pretty much do a lot. So it's very time consuming. So if you're not a parent who has the time or can find the time, then maybe they can try something that's a little less time consuming.
Yeah. I do, you know, and I do want to say that because before you do one of, I mean, it was so responsible when we were trying to track you down. You know, the comments, we cannot reach out to him directly. Everything is funneled through you. And I know that's always the fear that parents have when they put their children out on the internet because of what they'll be exposed to. So I love that you have found the most responsible way to do it. And in fact, you know, you contacted us back when we reached out. But I gotta say, AJ is dancing because you're close to that 100, right? That's what you're looking at, right?
Well, we actually have a raffle that we're drawing tomorrow, Saturday. Basically, it's just to get people to know more about his Facebook page, his YouTube channel. So we're doing a raffle. We're giving away 3 prizes, both cash and food prizes to really just get things going. People just need to subscribe, which is free. Just need an email address. You like his Facebook page, you share a post, and it's done. So we are gonna go live tomorrow on Facebook to draw that raffle.
All right. Finally, for me, how did the name Ninja came up?
Well, I like ninjas and I like my own name, AJ, so I made it into Ninja.
Okay,
it's
Ninja.
just that simple, John. I mean,
okay,
really. Do you have a favorite chef that you like watching? Do you have a favorite chef that you like watching? Or cooking shows?
No, I don't really even think he knows their name. He just sees, he sees the color, he sees the food, and he just knows he likes it. He doesn't pay much attention to details. And I was telling him, what if people did that to you, you know?
It's been a pleasure to hear from you guys. Such a great story of, you know, making the most of the time during the pandemic. Ninja, so I vote for pancakes because I love pancakes.
Yep.
Okay, that's my vote.
And I second that vote too.
But we're gonna Belizeanize it, right? What are we gonna throw in there?
We're gonna throw in Belizeanize it. I'm gonna throw in some nutmeg in them and all these cinnamon.
We're not gonna eat that.
Oh no, I eat that. It's flavor.
I don't know. Nutmeg was a stretch. We're gonna figure that one. We'll leave it to you to surprise us. But keep on doing great things. I think you've said a lot there, Mom, and I think it's one about being able to recognize boys can be in the kitchen. Actually, he is now preparing himself for his own adult life, being able to cook for himself. But beyond that, taking the time to be creative as well. Thank you, guys, and best of luck, and we'll be looking out for those videos.
Okay.
Bye. You want to say good morning to anyone?
We know
Who's your shout out?
Oh, yeah. Hi, teachers.
And
hi, friends.
All right, AJ. Cool haircut too. Enjoy your day, all right?
Okay.
Bye, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Bye.
What a cool way to start the Friday morning with AJ, Ninja, the kid chef, 8 years old. It's always nice to have new things on. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be chit-chatting with folks from the Cayo Tour Guide Association, they continue to share the love, even though things are hard at this particular point, because they believe that everybody is everybody's asset. We'll chit-chat with them when we come back. Stay with us.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Currently, we're using Smart Elite VoIP calling plan. We use it interbranch, we use it to call outside, and we also use it to call international. It's far cheaper than what we used to have before. Our equipment are new, PBX box is new. So the PBX is very good because I can call to my Sartaneja branch, I can call to my Kikaka branch, I can call to San Pedro branch, and there's no cost using the PBS. Actually right now, since we're in different locations, I can call main office from where I am at a no cost using the PBX system. I would recommend it, sure I would, especially the big enterprises who has a lot of employees. There's a lot of reduction in costs, 50% of saving. But that on a year, it's a lot of money that we're saving. Money that we could return to our members, since we give back dividend to our members.
Visit our showroom or call 670-6710 to find out how Smart's corporate plan and PBX systems can benefit your business. Consultation is free.
Abigail. Yes, Gran? Abigail, I can't breathe well. Granny, we need to go to the hospital to get you checked out. No! I'm fine. Yes, Gran, we need to go now to get you treated. Now, before it's too late. No. Grandma, we need to go for all of us. No.
Stop. If you are having flu-like symptoms, please call us immediately for medical guidance. If you have chronic conditions such as diabetes and you're experiencing symptoms such as shortness of breath or chest pain, please also seek medical attention immediately. We've lost a lot of people this year. We don't want to lose you too. Please seek help if necessary. Call us at 0800-664-2273. Continue to wear your mask at all times. Keep physical distance when in public and stay at home unless absolutely necessary. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
We're back. We're about to move on now into our second segment. And this one is going to be a conversation with a rep from the Cayo Tour Guide Association. We'll be chit-chatting about a food drive initiative for the tour guides in that area. In to talk to us about it, Andy Bahadur. He's actually the board member. He's a board member for the Cayo Tour Guide Association. Andy, good morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Mr. John. Good morning, Miss Marlene. Good morning, Belize. I'm doing good, doing well out here in San Ignacio area. Thank you for having me this morning.
We're jealous, man. I
You
tell
are-
you, San Ignacio is beautiful.
Of course. Is it chilly there this morning?
It is. It's been quite nice in the morning time, so it's really good
Excellent.
out this side. You guys need to come out here.
Yeah, it's been a while. But you're actually doing real good. I mean, this is one of those stories I think people don't get to hear very often, where the Tour Guide Association has come together to help out tour guides who've been out of work. Andy, just tell us what's happening. It's 10, 11 months into the pandemic. There's a big community of people who were very reliant on tourism. What's it been like?
Well, I think like the entire country, it has been challenging. And let me just say, we are an association for tour guides in the San Ignacio area, the Cayo Tour Guide Association. So our guides have been unemployed since March of last year. And it's been very challenging just to put food on the table for many of these guides. And our association decided to step in and see how we can assist our members. And we've been doing it since September of last year. And we just finished one food drive Wednesday of this week. So we've been assisting where we can. But it's very difficult because these guides depend on tourism, and tourism is pretty much down significantly. So it's compounded with the pandemic and the fact that a lot of guides are not working. Even now with the reopening of the airport, many of the guides still are not working. So it's very challenging, but we look at the positive side. We see things that we cannot control, but we look at the things that we can assist, and we've been able to do so. We continue to do so. So we're looking at the bright side. We hope that things get better this year, but until then, we will continue to do what we can to assist our members in need.
Help us understand their stories. So when you just no longer have any bookings as of March last year, what have the guides been doing? You said some were able to find new work.
Yes, some of the guides are sadly no longer tour guides. They've had to find alternative employment. So those guys are pretty much out of tourism for this time, but that's a very small minority. Many of the guides are trying to do something. They have been let go by the companies that they work for because there's no business in many cases. Our association has many freelance tour guides who are not full-time employees of any resort or tour operator. So these guys are just trying to find any type of job that they can do. Some are into farming, some are cleaning yards, some are working 1 or 2 days a week. So it's been very challenging, and it's difficult to see that these guys are in these situations. And I myself, I am a tour guide as well. I have a tour operator as well, but I also teach at the junior college at Sacred Heart. So I am still employed. When this pandemic started, some of us board members started to assist individual guides that reached out to us. So we were providing, 1 or 2 food baskets for food, but then it became too much. So we decided to step in, and we reached out to the business community. We reached out to other guides who were working. We've gotten donations from Spanish Lookout. I must say that Midway West Track had helped us out significantly in December.
That's lovely.
And we even have past students of mine have donated a little $20 here, $50 here, a couple pounds of rice, a couple pounds of beans. And we volunteer, and we put all that together, and we drive out. We have guides in the San Ignacio, Santa Elena area, in Bullet Tree, Santa Familia, in Socots, in Cristo Rey, 7 Miles, the Pine Ridge Junction in San Antonio. So we have guides all in this immediate area here. And we're doing what we can to help them because we work together. It's hard to see your colleague not able to provide food for their families. And we can complain all we want about the situation, but we have to step up and do something. So I think this is where the association has decided to just get involved instead of sitting back and complaining and blaming everybody and everything. We're doing what we can, and our guides have been very supportive. We do a survey. So I create a survey online. We send it out. We have a WhatsApp group. We have a messenger group. Guides complete it. And even the guides that are not tech savvy, who are intimidated by this, other guides help them out. So the other guides who know they're in need complete the survey for them. I get the results. I do all the cross-reference who needs and figure out what we can get them. And some of the guides are very honest. They'll say, I'm not working, but I have enough food this month, so give it to somebody else who's not working. And I think that's very commendable on our guides on their part. So we are giving the food baskets to the people who really need it. And it's very nice to see that guides are honest in that way, and we're able to provide for a lot. So we don't give to all the members in the association, because those who are working and those who have food obviously will indicate that they do not need at this point, and we give it to those who most need it at this time.
What are the numbers?
That's what we've been doing.
What are the numbers, Andy? It's a very great initiative, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who would surely not mind, especially after this wonderful story that you're telling us. What are the numbers?
We have upwards of 140 guides in our association, but again, not everyone will require assistance for food items. So we have provided, since we started to do this, over 130 families with food items. Wow. And those are the most needy. And we are using, majority of this is the resources from the association. So we're pretty much down to like last little bit that we have. Yeah. But we do get assistance. I think Racino's Imports gave us some items last week. Tropic Rice gave us some rice. Some of the stores gave us a little basket of food, canned items. So we're getting assistance. I even had to drive all the way out to Yalbak last week and dig up some jicama that somebody said, you can have it, you can give to the tour guide.
Wow.
So I drove out there, I dug up 2 sacks of jicama, and then I got a bunch of plantains donated, and another tour guide from San Antonio said, you know what, I have some breadfruit, you can have that. And we threw that in with the items. So anything and everything that we can get, we will take, because it's food. We're not going to say no. But that's what we've been doing here on this side.
So how many families have you been helping?
It's the last time I checked, it was around 130 that have received total. When we do, it's about 25 to 45, because it varies. Some months, some guys get some jobs and they get some money and they say, you know what, I don't need this month.
Okay.
So minimum is about 25, and maximum that we've done is about 45 for the month. And it costs us around $50 to $60 in items that we end up purchasing from the donations, and we buy it wholesale. So we go to the stores and we purchase it wholesale. Members of the board, myself and other people, we volunteer, we separate it, we bag it, we distribute it, we drive it out, everything. So there's no cost. I mean, 100% of what we get donated goes to the guides who need it. We don't have any overhead, no administrative, we don't keep any stipend, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Everything goes out to the guides. And I think people realize that and they see that. And it's one of the things that we look at it. We are tour guides, and when business is good, tour guides contribute a lot to the economy and to stores and to businesses.
Of course.
And some of them are giving it back, so we do appreciate that.
Yeah.
We just it's one of those things where when we go to these houses and you see the tour guide, he's trying to do something, but there's very little he can do. And they have 3-4 kids at home who really they don't know where the next food will come from the next day. So. It's one of those things.
What's that like for you? You know, I mean, like you were lucky enough that you were doing, you had another job full time, and so you're able to kind of keep your survival going. But what's it like for you to see that these aren't people who just don't work? They just, the pandemic is what it is, and tourism is what it is. And when you go into these houses, tell me a bit about what that is like for you.
Definitely, I am, I guess you would say, lucky that I do have another employment, and some of us do. And when we work with these guys, because I'm still a tour guide, and I work with a lot of these guys over the years. Since 2004, I've been a tour guide. And they're like your brothers, they're like your family. We're an association of guys, we help each other. And it's sometimes disheartening because you wish you could do more. But there's very limited resources that we have, and we're pretty much just providing the basics at this point, so that they can have rice, beans, flour. And in some cases, we don't really go into the houses because of the safety protocols. We stay at the gate or outside, or we set it down so they can get it. So we do keep that in mind. But in some cases, we do have conversations, keeping our distance, and it does allow for that socialization, because a lot of these individuals in the remote areas, they don't have anybody to talk to, and it does weigh on them. So there's several problems that they're facing besides the food issue. And so just seeing us out there, thinking of them, remembering them, I think does bring a smile to their face. And the fact that they can tell their kids, you know what, here's something that we can eat.
Yeah.
It's something that I think is very rewarding for us. But I would like to think that other people in our positions would do the same for us if we ever needed it. So that's one of the things that helps us.
And how can people help, Andy? Who do they get to in the event somebody have some way to help?
We've been posting this on Facebook under my name, Andy Bahadur. It's easier to reach me, and I have an email. I provided it. I'm not sure. Andy_Bahadur@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
My phone number is 601-6561, and we provided the bank account information via WhatsApp to Channel 5. So I don't know if they can share that because that's a very long number.
Yeah. That's that bank account number.
If you can reach out to me, I will definitely ensure that we follow up. And like I said, even if it's just like a $5 rice or a little half sack of this or whatever you have, there's nothing that we will refuse at this point. But we've been trying to reach everyone who needs it, and it's been very successful. And the guides do show their appreciation, and they look forward to this.
Yeah.
And especially right now where we don't know when tour guides will be getting any assistance.
Yeah.
We have asked them to apply for the food assistance, but the questions that they're indicating is if you have a cement house, or you have a washing machine, you're pretty much not going to get anything.
Yeah.
So we have to look out for them, and they're a big part of this country. And in the past, they were one of the driving forces for the economy. So we have to look out for them.
I mean, I'm just... kudos to your entire association, because this is why people join associations. So you represent them, but also not just when you're facing challenge, not when you're challenging things, but also to be together in difficult times. How has the community support been?
The support from the community has been mixed, and I think it is kind of expected where individuals would like to assist, but they're kind of in the same position as us. So they're very limited. So we have been getting some support from some businesses, but it's kind of hard at this point to ask. So is there anything, even if it's like $5, $10, it doesn't matter. It does add up. And but the people in the community that are aware of what we're doing are very supportive. And whenever they can, they do reach out. And we even had gifts, and I must mention, because they provided us with some school supplies for families back in December. So that was something that we were able to distribute for the kids in the homes. So we have a lot of businesses that have assisted us, but it's usually like a one-time thing. So it's kind of hard to see where the next one will come from.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we are right now. But again, I think one of the biggest things is for us to remain positive and focus on what we can do and what we can change, and just see where we can go from here instead of just focusing on all the negativity and noise.
That's right.
See where we can step up and do something.
That's right. And you're an inspiration, you and your group. Thank you so very much.
So you give out donations once a month?
That's what we've been doing because of what we have, the resources. But I've been doing it for a while. So pretty much once we have the resources, I could get it out the next day.
Okay.
That's it's something that we've kind of streamlined. We have a nice system in place. So the hardest thing is to get the finances and donation. But once we have that, I mean, by the next day, we can have everything out to the guys. So that's kind of where we are right now.
All right. Well, Andy, once again, thank you so very much. And again, your number, just in case folks would like to contact you, is 601
6561. WhatsApp, same number as well.
All right, Andy. Continue to be an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you, and enjoy your weekend.
For having me as well, and we do appreciate the time, and God bless you all.
And best of luck.
Best of luck. All right, so we're about to take that break. When we come back, have you ever wonder what it is like to stay hopeful during an uncertain time or during uncertain times? Well, Jenny will be breaking that down for us when we come back. But
before we do, before we take that break, we're going to be taking a look at a visit to the Chicky Bowl. Remember?
Yes. So let's go to the Chicky Bowl. We had a reporter go in there, Andrea Polanco, along with Rick. They were in there this past weekend. And let's check that out right now.
Are you traveling? Effective January 26, all passengers traveling internationally will need to get tested no more than 3 days before you travel to the United States, and show your negative result to the airline before you board your flight. Here at Caring Hands Clinic in San Pedro, we administer the antigen test, frequently referred to as a rapid test. Our products are CDC compliant and FDA approved. Testing has never been this easy. With our highly certified and licensed medical staff, we provide you with an accurate test result in minutes, making your experience fast, safe, and easy. To book your appointments today, contact us on any of our hotlines at 671-TEST or 672-TEST, 226-FAST, or our Vonage line at 305-420-6203. Book your appointments online at www.belizecovidtest.com. Caring Hands Clinic Antigen Test Center. We're pleased to serve you.
Todos estamos en riesgo de contraer la COVID-19, por lo que es importante reconocer rápidamente los signos y síntomas de la infección. Los síntomas más comunes son fiebre, tos seca y cansancio o fatiga. Algunas personas también pueden tener dolor de garganta, dolores y molestias, congestión nasal o diarrea. Pero algunas personas también han reportado conjuntivitis, dolor de cabeza, pérdida de sabor u olor, sarpullido en la piel o un cambio en el color de los dedos de las manos o los pies. Los signos de alarma de emergencia que requieren atención médica inmediata son dificultad extrema para respirar, dolor constante y severo o presión en el pecho, confusión, dificultad para hablar o moverse, labios, rostro, dedos de las manos o de los pies azulados. Para mayor información, llame al 0800-664-2273. Protejamos nuestra salud.
It's a fact that you can access unlimited services with Smart. Tired of being measured or cut off when you need to be connected? It's a fact that when you sign up for Smart's Plus plan, you get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data. And it's a fact that you can sign up with your group of up to 5 members for Smart's Share plans and up to 40 members for Smart's Enterprise plans for unlimited talk, text, and data. Smart has the true unlimited plans. That's a fact. Be smart and live smart.
Keeping safe from COVID-19 at your workplace requires 100% teamwork. You can keep earning while keeping yourself and others safe by doing some basic things. Wear a face mask at all times in the workplace unless you are alone in your own private space or office. Wash your hands frequently or utilize alcohol-based hand sanitizers and avoid touching your face. Disinfect surfaces like doorknobs, tables, desks, and handrails regularly. Increase ventilation by opening windows or adjusting air conditioning. Limit visitors and deliveries to the workplace and use appointments where possible. Attend meetings virtually as much as possible, and when not possible, hold meetings in open, well-ventilated spaces or rooms that allow for everyone to be 6 feet apart. Stay at home if you or a family member at home are feeling sick, or if you have been in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Keeping the workplace safe also requires that employees act responsibly when away from work. Practice social distancing and good hand washing hygiene. Avoid large gatherings and avoid unnecessary exposure to others. Protecting others means protecting yourself. Together, we can defeat COVID.
In partnership with the British High Commission.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere. Satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
These are the people who I want to appeal to. Make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Jump right back on.
Just like that, we're back. We're
Man, that was a quick trip to the Chicken Bowl,
I know,
but it
loved
was
it.
gorgeous.
Loved it. And you're right to mention, while we haven't been there, a lot of Belizeans feel just the way we do. But you've got your opportunity to. Our country is beautiful, and we'd like to thank Rick. Rick, excellent job by showcasing what we, as Belizeans, have got in our country in the Chicken Bowl. Thank you.
That's right.
And it's that time of the morning whereby we've brought things down with Jenny. Staying hopeful during uncertainty. That's the conversation we're about to have. Jenny is in with us. Jenny.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Belize.
And you're looking so lovely as usual.
Thank you. I needed to go through this segment, do the research on it, because I realized I was in a slight depression.
Oh, wow.
Well, isn't it easy to fall into a depression right now? Okay.
But looking at, going through it, and I hope that this brings some hope and some peace to folks.
Yeah.
Because, when it's so important, we're not people who like to have uncertainty. And we're in uncertain times. And they keep talking about the new normal. I do not want this to be my new normal.
Mm-hmm.
I need, not that I need things to be certain all the time, but I need to have some bit of control over what happens to me, what happens with my life. And with this pandemic and everything else, it's like we have no control over anything.
Yeah.
No,
I appreciate, I appreciate that you acknowledge that this is a topic that we all need at times.
Yeah.
Because I think we look at you and we think, well, you must never get down. But even if you are eternally optimistic, the circumstances, they weigh on you.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yes, they do.
So talk us through it. How do we keep it as positive as can be?
I like to start and say there is no help without mental health.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you know what? We can have physical health, but if our minds are not at peace and we don't take care of the depression, take care of the anxieties, take care of all the mental things that happen in our lives, we pretend they're not happening or that it can't happen to me because I'm Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so. That's nonsense. It happens to all of us. Okay, so we absolutely have to pay attention to our mental health, or as much attention to our mental health as we pay to our physical health or spiritual health. We don't want any of them to go off kilter, So shall we move right on into this?
Yes, get on going.
Okay, so prolonged uncertainty. I went and I looked up what prolonged uncertainty meant. Mm-hmm. And it encompasses the entire thing about stress. But in this context, stress refers to the sadness, the helplessness, the despair, and the grieving that we're all going through.
Yep.
I mean, when we hear of different people dying from COVID, it hurts to the core, and so we're all going through collective grieving, and this is sort of hanging over us. But then there's also the grieving of losing, we don't know what's going to happen with jobs, with our businesses, the people in the tourism industry, like the gentleman was just talking about. Those folks have no idea if their jobs will come back or when it will come back. And now the U.S. has put the constraints.
Yeah.
People have been canceling coming to Belize or coming out of the U.S. period. Because when you go back, you have to go into quarantine if you happen to test positive. who has money at the end of their vacation to go into quarantine and pay hotels or pay whatever. So it's just all the different stressors.
Yeah.
So let's not prolonged uncertainty. It is the sense that not only do we feel uncertain, but we don't know when our feeling of uncertainty will end. It just seems to be just endless. Every time something else happens, now we have a new strain. It's just like layer on top of layer on top of layer of uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this also this uncertainty includes things like the ambiguous losses, the losses that they're really not tangible per se.
Okay.
The loss of normalcy.
Yeah.
That is a loss. Well, by the way, whenever we have a loss, we go through the grieving process. The body goes through it. And it's important that we allow our body to go through the grieving process, because that's how we grow and that's how we come out on the other end of it. So people are also grieving the loss of employment or the potential of not getting that employment back.
Yeah.
The loss of business, the ventures. People have invested money and the tourists are not coming. The few tourists that were coming are canceling and they're not coming anymore, or at least not right now. So there's the fear of the economic toll that this will take on people. They still have to pay the interest, even though there's sort of been a hold on them having to pay right away. They still have to pay the interest at the end of all this. Then there's a loss of connection.
Yep.
You can't go around your old folks because you don't want them to kill them, but you bring in something to them. There's also, I didn't put this down, but there's also the loss of space. Normally you're at work, your children are at school, and everybody's in the home together.
Yeah.
And sometimes fighting for the same computer.
You're totally right, Jen.
So there is that loss of not having boundaries anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Jen, and I just wanted to throw this in, the loss of social life, especially for our younger kids. That's a big one. It plagues the mind. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I dread to think what's going to happen when those kids go back.
Yeah.
Where will they be socially?
Yeah.
And really mental health wise.
You know, I've talked to a couple teachers about that, and that's one of their main concerns, that they know when they go back, a lot of time has to be focused on kind of just getting classroom management back on track, because all of the children would have had different levels, if none, of socialization, or adapting back to books instead of tablets too.
Yes.
And you know, there's a lot of kids who are dropping out because they can't keep up, because all the teachers give them tasks to do
online,
and they can't come online. They have homework, they have things that they have to get done, they have groups they have to get into and get work done, and they're not keeping up, and so they're just getting frustrated and not wanting to attend school, period. So there's that aspect of it.
Okay. So you said that there's this anticipatory grief that we will experience. What does that mean?
Yes. Okay, we're grieving the loss before it happens.
Yeah.
We're actually grieving it before it happens. We worry. I don't know about you, but I worry about losing my loved ones. My dad had to go to the hospital emergency, I think it was yesterday or the day before, because he was having a bad pain in his tummy. And you don't want them to go to the hospital. That's where the sick people are.
Yeah.
I mean, the really sick people.
Yeah.
And so there's that fear that oh my God, we have to make sure he doesn't get sick, right? But then there's losing our loved ones. A lot of people, because of the loneliness, are beginning to show signs of dementia, early dementia, Alzheimer's. All these things are being exacerbated by the loneliness and not being able to be with your loved ones, or them not being able to hug their children. There's lots of things, and so they're there physically, but mentally we're losing them. And then we worry about whether they're going to recognize us at the end of all this, you know? Then we have some loved ones who are mentally okay, but they're not here physically. Those people who are married to guys in the BDF, for example, they have to leave and they're gone for a while because they have to go out on patrol.
Or people who have family in the States or in other countries.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just not having your loved one with you physically and worrying about them being out there where you're hearing all the other things, you know? We lose our family when they have to go into quarantine because you can't really interact with them. The food gets put outside the door and they have to stay inside, use the bathroom inside that room, and they're there by themselves. Again, talking about the loss of boundaries because everybody's at home on top of everybody else.
We got to talk about that last point, though.
It's difficult to know what we're mourning. There's so many things that we're mourning. We don't even know what we're mourning for, really. You know.
Or even if we recognize that we're mourning.
Yes. And it's so important that we do allow our bodies to go through the mourning process.
Yeah.
Really, really important. Some stressors, and I kind of hit on some of them earlier. The tourism industry is really facing a crisis. I mean, these guys haven't been working. I had no idea about that. The gentleman said it just now that from March last year, oh my gosh, and not be able to make money and feed your family. Imagine the stress of that and how that affects the especially the male persons in the family. Salary reductions, job losses, and then cost of living has increased, and despite all of that, the cost of living is going up. When can we safely see our loved ones? You know what? I wasn't really a church person, but now I miss not being able to go and sit in church. You know, miss our hairdresser, we miss the waiter that always treats us so nicely. Going to the favorite restaurant, we miss those things.
You know, I once heard, and maybe this is a good time to get it in. I once heard someone say, "Oh, you know, it's easy for introverts to go through this." And speaking as an introvert, somebody who prefers being more indoors, it doesn't matter. You still miss it. Even if you perhaps frequented these places less, you still miss that interaction because it's no longer an option for you.
Yes. And I think it's because of it's not an option.
The choice has been taken.
And that's the thing.
So what do we do?
What can we do? Because I want to jump into things that we can do. That's very important. And what I don't have here in a slide, but I need to say, we automatically are going through the grieving process. And remember the grieving process, there are 5 stages. Actually, now there's 6. With more recent research, there's 6. You know, we go through the denial, and the denial is important because it gives you a buffer to be able to accept the shock of what has happened to you. So that is a very important thing to go through. You're numb and you sort of have to sit and think through things, right? Sometimes people go straight to being angry. And remember the whole stages of grieving do not necessarily occur sequentially. You can jump from one thing to the next. You can go straight to being depressed, or you can go straight to being really angry about things being taken away from you. So the stages then are bargaining, where you literally might be bargaining, trying to get your job or trying to figure out ways to make money, getting angry and being angry at everything and everybody. And then there's the depression, the realization that, okay, this has happened. Now what do I do about it, right? And people come to acceptance. It's not accepting that somebody was murdered, that you lost your job, whatever the loss was. It's coming to acceptance that things in my life have changed. And I have to live with it. And I can live with it in a new way that is healthy for me. But there's a 6th one. Finding meaning in the loss.
Finding meaning in the loss?
Yes, finding meaning, putting meaning to it. Okay, so say you lost a parent, right? Or their life was very meaningful. I hate the idea that we weren't able to go to the hospital and see them, but we're able to say goodbye. We still find ways to say goodbye to that loss, right? We put meaning to it, and that is critical that we do that. Okay? We have to find the meaning.
It's that silver lining that you're looking for.
Yes. The silver lining.
Or the lesson that comes from it all.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Because in life, listen to me, in life, we have lessons. All through our life, there are lessons that we have to learn. And if we don't learn the lessons, they get repeated. So people, learn your lessons from this COVID.
It's just one never-ending school, isn't it, right? You fail the test, you keep on taking it. All right, so tell us our coping mechanisms.
The next thing I have up here is the serenity prayer. And people say, that's so trite. No,
no,
it's not. Because in life, we have things that we have no control over. And it's really important that we recognize when we have control and when we don't. All right. I found this picture and I thought it was really nice. There are things that I can control. I can control me. I can control how I respond to things. If somebody says or does something, I control how I respond to their behavior. I don't just react, right? And so the serenity prayer is very important here because it's important you are able to look at the things that I have control over, things I don't have control over, and really, really understand what the differences are.
Sweet.
Okay. So I put this there because I really wanted people to look at it. If people don't want to social distance, or not social distance, physically distance, then I need to move. I'm not going to be able to control you, but I'm not going to allow you to get me sick. Again, I will move. You don't want to wear a mask, I'm going to wear a mask, but I'm going to stay away. I'm going to stay far enough away from you. All right? So there are things that I have control over, and I need to recognize that. Okay? And just moving right ahead because I don't want Shanice to get it. No, there's something, there's a, we have therapies, right? We have CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. We have dialectical behavioral therapy. I like dialectical because it's really down to earth. And they talk about radical acceptance, right? And it's accepting reality as it is. We have to look at, this is the reality. Now, how do I move on from here? But first I have to be able to tell myself and accept that this is my reality right now. What do I do in the face of this? How do I overcome in the face of this? Acceptance is complete and comes from deep within us. We have to really look at that because we have to accept it. Otherwise, if we're walking around being angry at the world, being angry at government, being angry at whomever, it doesn't help us. We have to figure out what we're going to be able to do to move forward. I really like what that young man was saying this morning about how their organization is taking care. And I really think that we need to, as a group, as people in our country, we need to learn about the fact that when you give, God blesses you with more. So you need to really get into the idea of giving. We all need to throw some money at these folks because they are suffering. They are suffering much. Whew. Boy, that's a long time. So I took his number and I wish you guys would keep on putting that out there because I think if we all sent $1, if we all sent $2, imagine how many people, when they collectively buy stuff, they can help in that group. Emotional or physical pain plus non-acceptance will end up in suffering. If you're hurting, right, and you refuse to accept that what happened is what's causing you to hurt and you're not wanting to move on, you're going to suffer. You're going to be crying all the time, or you're going to be angry all the time. You're suffering. Let go and stop fighting. Let go and stop fighting. Letting go transforms unbearable suffering into more ordinary pain, which is a part of life. We're always going to have pain. We're human beings. Humans came here. We were sent here with lessons to learn and to fulfill a purpose. And part of it is that we're going to go through pain. We're humans.
Yep.
We're not spirits. We're not God, you know? Turning the mind implies that acceptance is an active choice and requires an inner commitment. And if we, this is so, I put this here because it really summarizes what dialectical is about. And it's something that we can do if we put our minds and hearts to it.
Are there tricks? I mean, how do you turn your mind? How do you turn your mind? I said, are there tricks or tips as to how to do that? As to how to turn your mind? No, I mean, because it's I know, like I imagine people are processing this, and you're thinking, okay, I do need to let go, but it's one of those things where it's just easier said than done.
Yeah.
I think I've said on the show before, it's like I put far off timelines, so I don't tell myself end of 2020 or end of 2021. I'm like, okay, another year and a half, it'll be different. But I give myself something more realistic to kind of hunker down. But you know, how do you, what's your advice on how you make those steps to change or get to acceptance?
I just called you Adele.
What's that?
Marlene.
Just call you Adele.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. I talk to myself a lot. I do. I try not to do it on the street so people will see me and think I'm nuts. But I talk to myself. Girl, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Get with the program. Get with the program. You know this too will pass. It will pass. Mm-hmm. So you have to you are responsible for you.
Yeah.
So you have to make the choices.
You're able to motivate.
Yes, they're hard choices. But I talk to myself. And I'm telling you, if you don't have someone to go talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Guide yourself. There's so many things sometimes I don't want to go do, and I'll tell myself, you got to do it. So just get out there and go do it.
Yes.
Get out and go do it.
Yeah.
Or you
and
can.
And I go.
Yes, and yes, you can. It's you know, Jenny and Marlene, it is real that we're able to motivate ourselves by bringing out the strength that we've got because we've seen it work already. So if it did work that one particular time, we know that it can work again. Yes. You can.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You do what works for you. Talking to me works for me.
Yes.
There's a thing I have in my office, and it says, watch your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Mm-hmm. Watch your words, because your words become your actions.
Watch your actions.
Okay? Watch your actions, because your actions become your destiny. So it's very important that we start there. I have to watch my thoughts, and when I catch myself going down into and it's easy to become depressed, feel sorry for yourself. And there's nothing worse than feeling sorry for yourself. There's nothing worse. So talk to yourself. Girl, what's wrong with you? Get up. Let's go. Go do something. Do some exercise. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Come on. Okay? So I've put some things here that I thought would help. There's one thing I wanted to put here for folks, and I think this is important. You can do it in a minute. I want folks to get a sheet of paper and a pen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you to put something down that you can do, and I'd really like you to do it for yourselves. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you draw a line down the middle of the paper, and I love lists. Draw a line down the middle of the paper.
Okay.
And you're going to put on there advantages and disadvantages. And you're looking at the advantages and the disadvantages of needing to have certainty in your life. Why do we need to have certainty? Mm-hmm. How is that advantageous for you? And what are the disadvantages of not being certain that you're going to have a job, being certain that you're going to make this much money? You lock yourself out of all kinds of opportunities. Make a list, please. Make a list. Advantages, disadvantages, okay? Mm-hmm. How much can you be absolutely certain of in life? How much? I mean, seriously. We can't even be certain that we'll be alive in the next moment, because God only gives us moment to moment.
That's right.
So we want things to be certain, though. Okay. And the last one. Do you assume that things will happen just because you are not sure of the outcome? Bad things, I'm sorry. Do you assume that bad things will happen because you're not sure what the outcome is going to be?
Is this a yes or no question?
It's a thought question. Okay. It's a thought question. I really want people to think about that, because a lot of times we put such pressure on ourselves because we put such demands on ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
And it really makes no sense. There are things we can't control.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of them. Okay, so I put some things here.
Yeah, so we're getting our final minutes warning. So let's
keep the focus on your life in the here and now.
Yeah.
Stay in the here and now. Take it day to day. God only gives us moment to moment, so stay in the present. Don't stress about things that we have no control over tomorrow. Okay. Next one. Where am I? Where am I?
Yeah. So the next one is kind of just being careful of the habits.
Being grounded.
Indulging, in alcohol.
Being grounded. We need to be grounded. We need to show consistent love and appreciation for the people around us. Yeah. You guys are family. You're a family there at work. Be consistent. Show love. Be careful with each other. We have to give people hope. And when we're in this situation that we're in, we really have to give each other hope. Mm-hmm. And we do that by being appreciative and letting people know that we appreciate them.
Yeah.
We ground ourselves in the here and now and appreciate people in the here and now. Okay. And then the last slide I have here is the things to keep us from getting depressed. Laugh often, belly laughs. Find ways to laugh often. Stay away from alcohol. Try to eat healthy. Meditate. Take a minute to just sit and listen. They say prayer, we're begging God for everything. Prayer, beg. But meditation is listening for the voice of God to talk to us.
All right.
Sit quietly. Make time to be in the quiet and the solitude. Okay?
All right.
Man, this conversation has made me feel a lot more zen.
Yeah, I feel so light. I feel good.
But you know what it is? Can I just, because I know we're running out of time, a big part of it is kind of acknowledging that we're all in the same place. Hearing you say it, hearing you quote the research that says it, shows that if you are feeling this way, you are not alone. There's nothing usual about what we're experiencing, and so if you're struggling, and some struggle more than others and some show their struggles differently, know that you are not alone. We're all going through it. But thank you for the tips, for keeping us, for giving us the most important reminders, which is, there are things that we can control. The pandemic is not one of them.
It's not one of them. Yeah, indeed. Together we are, and together we will. I sum things up with that. Jenny, thank you so very much, and do enjoy your day.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and you could just see the plant behind you. You could shake hands with it for me and tell him that we'll be there soon. Jenny Lovell, we love you. You know how it is with us. Thank you for breaking it down for us.
Okay.
All right. So we're about to take a break. When we come back, we'll be celebrating each other and tell you how we're going to do that. We're going to do that by showing you how to make some weekend cocktails. Of course, he Travelers, Jordan and the crew, thank you so very much. We'll be back with that right in just a few.
These are the people who I want to appeal to. Make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Jump right back on.
Money. What is it? It's a tool traditionally made from a small piece of paper or metal and handed from person to person, traded for food, clothes, or anything else you desire. These days, we don't rely on physical money much. Money has become a stream of ones and zeros, endlessly cycling around the globe on a superhighway called the internet. But where did money come from? And where will it go next? Sometimes the best way to see what comes next is to look at the past, and the idea of money was invented way before the beginning of written history. It all started with the barter system. If you were a farmer in these days, leftover crops would be traded for bread from the baker. In ancient China, instead of carrying around hundreds of items around with them, people began to carry small tokens that represented the items that they wanted to trade. Ultimately, these tokens were replaced with abstract circles that could represent any item. According to early writings, Roman soldiers were paid in salt. It is believed that this is where the word salary comes from. The first coin we recognize today were issued in Turkey, and they were made of electrum, a naturally occurring alloy of gold and silver. Moving from coins, paper money was introduced around 700 AD and was developed by the Chinese shortly after they invented woodblock printing. They called it flying cash, as it had a tendency to be carried away by the wind. When Marco Polo visited China in the 1200s, he brought the idea of paper money back to Europe with him. Paper money wouldn't see widespread adoption in the West until mid-1600s, when banks started issuing notes that promised to pay bearers on demand a sum of gold. Merchants found it much simpler just to trade the notes with each other, rather than lugging around large amounts of unwieldy metals. During the American Civil War, both sides issued huge amounts of government-backed paper currency to fund the war, as there weren't enough gold. Union currency became known as greenbacks. The green ink on the reverse side is a color we still associate with money. Fast forward to 1946, the world's first charge card, named simply Charge It, was introduced. It was limited compared to modern credit cards, but proved such a useful concept that it led to the creation of Bank AmeriCard, now known as Visa, and MasterCard. With the introduction of ATM and cash machines in the 1980s, money had finally entered the digital age, and now everyone need to carry around a debit card along with their PIN number, and they could access their money anywhere that had one of these machines. Then came the rapid growth of adoption of the World Wide Web. Electronic money services had emerged, giving customers an alternative to traditional cash. Coupled with innovative technologies such as chips and pins, people around the world now enjoy making contactless payment at their favorite stores. It's now more clear than ever that our reliance on physical cash is on a steep decline. Convenience and security is what will pave the way forward for how business and customers transact in years to come. The phenomenon is coming to the Belize market. Digital wallet, a powerful option to physical wallets. Digital wallet can be very handy, as they can get rid of carrying cash everywhere. Digital wallet proves to be safe, easy, and immediate way for customers to pay online, and further minimize the hassle related to cash transaction or waiting in line for long periods of time. The digital wallet is developed to increase customer safety and convenience significantly. So what does the future hold? The future is now, and it's powered by eCash.
Keeping safe from COVID-19 at your workplace requires 100% teamwork. You can keep earning while keeping yourself and others safe by doing some basic things. Wear a face mask at all times in the workplace unless you are alone in your own private space or office. Wash your hands frequently or utilize alcohol-based hand sanitizers and avoid touching your face. Disinfect surfaces like doorknobs, tables, desks, and handrails regularly. Increase ventilation by opening windows or adjusting air conditioning. Limit visitors and deliveries to the workplace and use appointments where possible. Attend meetings virtually as much as possible, and when not possible, hold meetings in open, well-ventilated spaces or rooms that allow for everyone to be 6 feet apart. Stay at home if you or a family member at home are feeling sick, or if you have been in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Keeping the workplace safe also requires that employees act responsibly when away from work. Practice social distancing and good hand washing hygiene. Avoid large gatherings and avoid unnecessary exposure to others. Protecting others means protecting yourself. Together, we can defeat COVID.
In partnership with the British High Commission.
Currently, we're using Smart Elite VoIP calling plan. We use it interbranch, we use it to call outside, and we also use it to call internationally. It's far cheaper than what we used to have before. Our equipment, our new PBX box is new. So the PBX is very good because I can call to my Sartaneja branch, I can call to my Kikaka branch, I can call to San Pedro branch, and there's no cost using the PBS. Actually, right now, since we're in different locations, I can call main office from where I am at a no cost using the PBX system. I would recommend it, sure I would, especially the big enterprises who has a lot of employees. There's a lot of reduction in costs, 50% of saving. Put that on a year, it's a lot of money that we're saving. Money that we could return to our members, since we give back dividend to our members.
Visit our showroom or call 670-6710 to find out how Smart's corporate plan and PBX systems can benefit your business. Consultation is free.
Todos estamos en riesgo de contraer la COVID-19, por lo que es importante reconocer rápidamente los signos y síntomas de la infección. Los síntomas más comunes son fiebre, tos seca y cansancio o fatiga. Algunas personas también pueden tener dolor de garganta, dolores y molestias, congestión nasal o diarrea. Pero algunas personas también han reportado conjuntivitis, dolor de cabeza, pérdida de sabor u olor, sarpullido en la piel o un cambio en el color de los dedos de las manos o los pies. Los signos de alarma de emergencia que requieren atención médica inmediata son dificultad extrema para respirar, dolor constante y severo o presión en el pecho, confusión, dificultad para hablar o moverse, labios, rostro, dedos de las manos o de los pies azulados. Para mayor información, llame al 0800-664-2273. Protejamos nuestra salud.
And we're back.
Just like that, we're back, and we're about to venture off now into our final segment for the morning. This one is going to be with our brother Jordan from Travelers. We'll be showing us how to mix up some stuff for the weekend. Jordan.
Are you still with us, Jordan?
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
Okay, there you are.
Morning, John.
Morning.
Marlene.
Jordan, all these years we've had you on, you know, I didn't realize we were supposed to be taking notes to learn.
Yeah, we never know we would have reached this far.
Yeah, definitely. But the weekend is here, sir, and some people might be celebrating with the family, and they would want to wow the family by telling them, I learned this from Jordan at Travelers. So what do we have lined up for the weekend?
We're going to be doing 3 easy drinks, refreshing drinks. Yep, just
right.
3 pour, a little mix, stir. No, not using any blender today.
Okay.
Blender. Trats.
Talk us through it. So who's going to take the first one? You, John?
We can flip a coin.
Jordan picks. Who picks the first one?
I guess,
the word
the first one can be John.
Yeah, I agree.
But you said,
one,
I guess.
One in, one out.
Just do it. He picked.
All right, so I'm going to do it. All right. So what do we start with, buddy? Ice?
No, we're going to be starting with the Crystal Light. We're going to be doing the Rum Collins.
I'll be handing you the alcohol.
Okay, so,
Crystal Light.
Crystal Light rum. And she's opening it for me.
There you go.
I'm thankful. All right, so
2 ounces.
Yeah, left you behind.
2 ounces. Okay. 1.
You got to make sure the camera sees
2.
it.
Okay, here we go. I think I did 2 ounces. Tell me. Okay, 2 ounces.
Next.
Lime.
Some lime juice. Just squeeze the lime.
Okay. Entire half 8 or?
No, this isn't half. This is just like 1/8.
Just a little squeeze.
Just a little squeeze. All right, cool. So here we go. In the.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 tablespoons of sugar or simple syrup if you have. If you like it sweet.
All right, so here we go. I'm looking at you. All right, I see your tablespoon.
2 tablespoons. All right.
Just stir it up a bit.
Stir your. Okay.
Next, we're gonna be adding some club soda to the top. Or put in the ice. Club soda afterwards.
Where that club
Put
soda?
in the ice.
Oh, put in
and
the ice.
then
Soda water, Schweppes.
Well, thank you. Tell me club soda.
No problem, John.
Well, they have the can one too that says club soda.
All right, so here we go. This looks like a ginger Schweppes.
That's ginger, and the other.
No, this is soda water.
This is a tonic water.
No. Oh, what you have?
Yeah.
We have we have ginger and tonic.
Tonic is good?
No problem.
Which one?
You can use the tonic. It will give it a nice color.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
See, this is how you improvise with your at-home bar. If you don't have an ingredient,
ta-da!
And it's nice and pink. It's getting you ready for Valentine's Day.
All right, so that's it, Jordan?
Yep, and then we're going to be putting a lime wheel if you like.
A lime wheel.
Well, you know what? I'm going to make my wheel.
Using the crystal light.
Just don't cut your finger.
I'll try not to. Oh, God. You know what?
Don't.
I use a half of a wheel.
Use that.
Yeah. I'm using a cat wheel.
All right. So we got a rum Collins. Ooh. That's going to be delicious, though.
Yeah.
Nice and tart.
It's tart, eh? All right,
this
Jordan.
you can drink all day long, and you're not going to have any hangover the next day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now
because
we know.
the sugar level in it is very minimal.
Okay.
All right. So there we go. First drink. Put that out in front.
Yeah.
And then, next up,
we're going to be doing the Baron Fizz.
Baron Fizz.
Baron Fizz. That's John again, right?
That's Marlene
Because
now.
it said Baron.
Marlene.
All right, and she needs to throw the glass as well like you're doing, right? Because that's what you do.
No.
I mean, really, you want that? Like,
we're going to be
you should see the producer's
putting
face.
ice in the glass.
Ice in the glass.
All right. Nice and easy. Kind of. Okay. Ice in the glass. Check.
Ounce and a half of Baron Gin.
Baron Gin, ounce and a half.
You know I like gin, right?
That's why we came up with the name Baron Fizz, because it's Baron Gin.
All right.
Now we're going to be using that same tonic water again.
All right.
All right. Already a good start.
Almost to the top with the tonic.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ooh.
I love
A
how it
splash
sounds.
of pink grapefruit.
There we go.
Okay.
You know, I helped you, John. Like, you could be helpful here. Oh. Yeah.
Man, that looked good.
And then we're just cutting some lime wheels to set inside the glass. This is optional.
All right. Put it in the glass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. You got Marlene outdo me, you know. I don't like that.
Yeah, these are quite a few of my favorite ingredients. So I see why he chose this one for me.
Oh my God.
All right, there we go.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Woohoo!
All right.
I did it. I made a Baron Fizz.
Oh my
Grapefruit
God.
juice, Baron gin, and tonic water.
Jordan, look on the screen and watch my one to her one, man.
Well,
Yeah.
kind of looks like you and me, right?
Yeah. I like my one uniform, don't feed.
Move on to your third one. Let's go. So I win so far, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the third one, ice again.
Ice again. We're going to do this together. Come on, no. Come on, man. Ice.
You're trying to make me save you. That's what you're gonna do. Ice.
To the top. Okay.
Well.
This drink is going to be called Loaded Barrel.
Loaded Barrel.
We're going to be calling it Loaded Barrel because we're going to be featuring 3 of our barrel rums.
Got them right here.
Cool.
Starting off with the 1 barrel.
So that's 1, 3, and 5, right? Here you go. That's the lineup.
Yeah. Like 3/4 ounce of each.
Okay.
3/4 ounce. You trust me with this drink. All right.
1, 3, and 5.
One's in.
Or you can just count 1 to 3 to get the amount you want to pour in. You're about
3. That's 3's in, and now we're coming in with that 5.
1.
Wait, it didn't start. Okay, now.
1, 2, 3.
All right, there you go.
The drink that one.
No. Actually, it's not that sharp after you taste it.
Yeah.
Because still, it's just like a little over a double shot, like 3 shots
Yeah.
of alcohol, 2.5.
Okay.
And we also put the whole glass filled with ice.
Yep. Now we're gonna top it off with ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
All right.
Very popular one there. Go ahead. That's your.
A splash of Coke to darken it a bit.
Okay. All right. Splash.
And if you like, you can always put a lime wedge on the edge.
A lime wedge on the edge.
Yeah, rhyming a bit. Or trying.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
So Marlene is the lady who put the wedge on the edge. It's a good one, right? We're going to eating in there when I take it out.
Oh, it's the plastic.
Yeah.
Looks like decoration.
Bam, see
Right there. I meant to do that, just so you know, right? All right.
So Jordan, what do you think?
Looks good, really good.
Well, you know, Jordan,
You're
I know you saw us struggling the last time we made our own drinks. So I appreciate that you brought some beginner level drinks for us today. All right, so once again, the first one we have is the Rum Collins, which ideally you should use soda water, but we use tonic today, so that should be fine. And then the second one was the Baron Fizz.
The Baron Fizz. And the third one was the
Loaded barrel. You use your 1, 3, and 5 barrel rum there.
Jordan, I tell you what, bro, we're so thankful we had you this morning. Now we know exactly how to ease down into the weekend. What do you say?
Yeah. Also, we're going to be having our Valentine's sale coming up from the 8th of February straight up until the 13th. Stop in at our Heritage Museum Center on the Philip Wilson Highway. We're going to be offering a lot of products at really discounted rate. And look out, we're going to be doing a live, having some giveaways. We're going to be having some gift baskets, all sort of stuff. So just stay tuned to our Facebook page, Instagram, and you're going to enjoy it.
All right, buddy. Thank you so very much, Jordan. Wishing you a good weekend, sir.
Same to you guys back in studio. Enjoy.
All right, bye.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. We had a great time with that. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to top into a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping things up. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Currently, we're using Smart Elite Vibe calling plan. We use it interbranch, we use it to call outside, and we also use it to call international. It's far cheaper than what we used to have before. Our new PBX box is new. So the PBX is very good because I can call to my Sartaneja branch, I can call to my Kikaka branch, I can call to San Pedro branch and there's no cost using the PBX. Actually right now, since we're in different locations, I can call main office from where I am at a no cost using the PBX system. I would recommend it, sure I would, especially the big enterprises who has a lot of employees. There's a lot of reduction in costs, 50% of saving. But that on a year, it's a lot of money that we're saving. Money that we could return to our members since we give back dividend to our members.
Visit our showroom or call 670-6710 to find out how Smart's corporate plan and PBX systems can benefit your business. Consultation is free.
If we are only as strong as our families, businesses, institutions, and the communities that surround us, then by giving businesses the power to grow, entrepreneurs the ability to expand, and by giving our families the right to own something, the Belize Bank gives you the power to build a nation, our nation. Stronger together. The Belize Bank. Our country. Your bank.
We're back.
Just like that, we have come to the end of our show for today. We're so thankful to have had everybody join us this morning. We kick things off with so cool. This little guy, 8 years old, AJ, but Ninja. He's a sensational little chef, and he's got his own YouTube page, YouTube channel,
and Facebook,
and he's cooking up a storm. Yeah. So thank you, Ninja AJ.
And do be sure to follow him. They have a giveaway happening this weekend, so you find them on Facebook, Ninjay, Ninjay, and you can see our very own kid chef cooking up all kinds of stuff. We heard what's on the menu next. It's either pancakes or...
It's pancakes. So I think it's pancakes. He said he wanted to
pancakes or something else. Yeah. But we voted for pancakes. So, of course, it's great to support the children. Pasta. That's
Pasta. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Thank you, Shanice.
Yeah.
So please do show your support. And it is also encouragement to other parents as well. You can always find something new to do along with your children. And I love what the mom said. She said, yes, I realize what I'm doing. It's time consuming, but you can find something that fits within your schedule as well. So kudos to them.
It shows greatly that when you give children their voice, they could be as creative as possible. I asked him, why the name Ninja? Well, John, I like ninja and the name AJ. Ninja. So thank you guys so very much. We also want to say a big thank you to Mr. Bahadur, and the folks here in San Ignacio. As they're doing something together, and that's trying to make sure that all the tour guides there could at least get a meal for them, their food hampers for the month. And so we want to say kudos to them for the wonderful job that they're doing.
Absolutely. I think it was really a positive discussion this morning to hear the association banding together to help out the tour guides who've not been able to work since last March. And, I think one of the touching things is when he said that sometimes some of the tour guides would have said, well, I got some work this week, so I don't need the help, give it to someone else. And it really shows the sense of community that they have there. Do keep in mind that they are open to donations of any kind. They have their bank account, which we'll be posting, and of course, Andy gave out his cell number, or you can find them online as well, Andy Bahadur, to find out how you can help the tour guides in Cayo.
Definitely. We also want to say a big thank you to Jenny. She taught us how to break it down as per usual. How do we deal with uncertain times and how we could eventually get over the edge when it comes to that. So Jenny, thank you so very much for helping us out this morning.
All right. And we made some drinks.
Yeah.
And we didn't do such a terrible job this time. There were no broken spoons and
No broken
remembered
glass.
ice.
Yeah, all the lime was the lime was actually cut properly. Your one is so beautiful. This one here in the middle. This is lovely, and we're so thankful to Jordan and the folks here at Travelers for helping us out, and then again helping you. Wind down for the weekend. New drinks to share with your entire family.
Look at them. They look so fancy.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for us today. Do remember that the press conference with the update on COVID regulations will happen at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And of course, it will be live on Facebook, and you'll have the full recap in our newscast tonight at 6 p.m.
Definitely.
Remember, if you want to get in touch with us.
Yep, you could drop us a line, oye@channel5belize.com.
And you can also drop me a line at marlene_oye@channel5belize.com. Find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ.
Or you could find us on Instagram at OYEBelize.
And remember to tune in on Monday morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right. As per usual, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open. We will see you soon. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.